a sandwich. If I called a hot dog a sandwich, do you think that you would be fine with it? If not, then why? Let's bust this wide. Mary, Carrie, Kelly, oh my, is it a sandwich? Well, let's decide.
Welcome, I'm Matt Ardill, your producer for the episode. Now let's pour some syrup on ourselves and get down to the sticky details of pancakes v. waffles on Order Up.
I remember the song Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. I don't know if I'd want anyone to pour some syrup on me. That would just be icky, I think.
To be fair, sugar itches and gets in crevices. At least syrup cleans off easily.
Yeah, he's talking from experience, apparently. What's going on, Matt?
I used to DJ for a burlesque band or a burlesque group, and somebody did pour some sugar on me and poured sugar all over herself on stage, and it was a mess and uncomfortable. So.
Well, I don't like sticky things on my body.
No.
When my kids were small, it was a sensory thing. And so literally I have to clean myself off immediately after I eat waffles and syrup. I have to clean myself off.
We're just getting right into it at the start of episode 4, friends, of this latest episode of Order Up. I'm your friend and your pal, Kelly Zemnikas. I am one of your 4 fabulous hosts. The majority of us are based in America, but we do have our LA correspondent, Mary Kennedy, out there. At the time we're recording, friends, it has been snowing in LA. Mary, how are you dealing with it? How are you feeling about it?
You said most of us are based in America. You're based in Canada. Yeah, it's okay.
My brain got sticky.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well, you've got a cute boyfriend stateside, so that's why that is.
Are we all America, really?
We're North
American
America.
without guns.
There you go. Canada, the more sane place to live.
Yes.
So I'm going to do my weather report. I've always wanted to be a weather girl, so this is exciting. So I can tell you, and it's weird because I'm from Boston, so I'm used to snow, but it's all up in the mountains, and it actually snowed today in Oxnard, which is Ventura County by the beach.
Oh my.
So it snowed at the Hollywood sign the first time since 1989, and Big Bear Mountains, Arrowhead, those places, they're completely snowed in, and they cannot, I was listening on the news, they can't get emergency vehicles in there for a while, and they are going to be sort of trapped for 7 to 10 days, and school isn't opening until probably mid next week.
That's horrible.
So,
oh my goodness.
It's the biggest blizzard they've had. And of course, there's the LAites who have never seen snow and are like, we're going to go up to the mountain. And every street is closed. And they're like, all we need is chains. I'm like, no, stay home.
Yeah.
Eat your vegan burrito and we'll get back to you in 2 weeks. So,
Gosh,
I mean, it's funny to watch,
I'm sure it's not the kind of snow they were expecting in LA. That's a drug joke, friends. That's a drug joke.
Oh, I'm so straight. I'm like, whatever. Yeah.
There you go. But
yes.
Yeah. Whoops. We're all talking over each other today, friends. Everything's upside down. How are things going with you today, Carrie?
Things are okay. It's cold and snowy here in Toronto, and we're expecting more snow on Friday, I hear. We're recording this on a Wednesday, and I'm just kind of done with winter. I just want the sun to come back, and I'm just kind of, I feel like winter won. You win winter. A cave. Yeah.
I hear that. Well, let's warm up with some fun foodie facts. We always start off the pre-interview portion of the show. Before the interview, we start off with some foodie facts. Matt, what do you have for us? I'm in a battery jam here. What do you got for us?
Okay. Well, little bit of history. Every house has a waffle iron, right? Like either one of those ones you put on the stovetop or one of those electric ones you can plug in. And we always burn our hands on it. But one of the many things that Thomas Jefferson did, aside from being one of the founding fathers, is he brought the first waffle iron to America from France during his time as an ambassador, which kicked off a national waffle craze in America at the time.
Wow.
Now, little did he know, though, that his bringing back to America the waffle iron would change footwear. Because Bill Bowerman, an American track coach in the 1970s, patented an athletic shoe in 1972 for suitable use on artificial turf. The sole has short, multi-sided, polygonal-shaped studs, which provide gripping edges that give greatly improved traction. Now, this sole was inspired by his wife's waffle iron, which he used and destroyed to create the prototypes of these shoes. So no more waffles in the Bowerman house, but he did get the patent in 1974, and within a year, Nike began producing the waffle trainers.
Cool.
Yeah, so that is where they come from.
Wow.
So you can kind of thank Thomas Jefferson for them, tangentially.
Well, and when I wear my waffle trainers, I'm suspiciously hungry. I don't understand.
Was this the inspiration for the well-known Pixar hit How to Train Your Waffle?
Julie.
Hey, Mary, who was that? Who are we going to talk to today?
Is Julee Levine,
Yay.
a professional Jewish educator, opinionated foodie. Oh, I know this well because she's one of my friends. A diehard Florida Gator. I'm going to say that again. Diehard Florida Gator, because my husband's from Florida as well. And a 4-time game show contestant. Recently moved to Memphis, Tennessee with her husband after 20 years in Los Angeles. Born in Buffalo, like my husband. Raised in Jacksonville, Florida, with a pit stop in Birmingham, Alabama. She feels like a nomad and is all about leaning into an adventure as long as there's good food. Amen, everybody. Julee Levine.
Yay!
Yay,
Yay.
Well, hey, y'all.
Yes. Now, I met Julie in Los Angeles, and I know her lovely husband, and you've really made a home for yourself in Memphis, Tennessee.
We're definitely trying. We've been here 8 months, and apparently, according to the weather outside, we are now experiencing our 11th season. It's fascinating to have different weather every day, to have 3 different weathers in the space of a single day, and to have things that I've never experienced before. So there it is.
That is wild. Well, Julie, we're so grateful that you're here today on Order Up. We have 5 very, very difficult questions for you. And the listeners at home, you don't know this, but everyone else in this call has glasses on. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I'm masked. We're all wearing our glasses now. Are you ready, Julie, for the questions?
I am ready.
All right, friends, let's do this. Question number 1, Julie. What is your favorite comfort food?
My favorite comfort food is a toss-up between either mashed potatoes or macaroni and cheese.
Ooh, all good.
That's
good.
good.
When I want comfort, I kind of want something that feels like I'm eating a sweater. So it's like warm and it's soft and it's nice. So yeah.
I love that. That's my next thing when my husband asks me what I want for dinner. I want something that tastes like a sweater. Is that basically what you're saying?
I would like some scalloped sweater, some sweater au gratin, something like that.
Love it.
Oh my goodness. Reminds me of like the macaroni art we would make as kids. But you can eat it. So there you go. Just a butter and milk and cheese, and there you go. You got it. All right. Question number 2. What is a food habit that your husband has that drives you nuts?
You just want one?
No, let it out.
My husband, who I love very, very much, has all of the culinary sensibilities of a 5-year-old. I will say that in our years together in Los Angeles, he has learned how to order rotisserie chicken in every culture possible. But his biggest, but the biggest of all of them, and there are many, like we joke around that we have a mixed marriage because he likes Diet Pepsi and I prefer Coke Zero, and he likes yellow mustard and I like fancy mustard, and he likes kettle corn and I like butter popcorn. So like on the one hand, it's nice because nobody ever touches anybody else's food. But he is of the strong opinion that the proper way to make a hot dog is to boil it. And I'm like, that's soup.
Oh my God.
I don't understand. Like I come from a place in Buffalo where it is all about like the char grilled hot dog. Like I want a little bit of snap on there. And he thinks that hot dog should be boiled. And I'm like, you're making soup. Tasteless soup. So at least I've now gotten him to the point where if he really wants the hot dogs that bad, he'll like throw them in the microwave and he can just be done with it. But I like, don't put hot dogs in my pots, please.
Oh my gosh. This is some marital strife. My goodness.
I will say, Julie, I grew up in a home where they boil hot dogs. Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
We all see the world differently, friends.
Yeah.
It's
They don't.
All right.
He's really weird, and like there's certain hamburgers he's like I don't like the taste of grill marks. I'm like, grill marks don't have a taste; they have a personality.
All right. Question number 3. What was the first thing you learned how to cook?
I don't know if I ever actually learned how to cook. That's the really sad part. And I had a family full of people. My uncle is actually a professionally trained chef. His brother is a self-taught gourmet. My father was helpless, but he could barbecue meat. So I think that it was like, honestly, I think the first thing I learned how to cook was probably like Kraft macaroni and cheese. And then I just kind of like learned to wing it. And in the last 3 years, courtesy of the pandemic, I cooked more than I did the first 15 years of our marriage. Because I signed up for like one of those meal service things where they send you all of the ingredients. So I now have like watched enough Food Network television shows where you watch idiots do sad things with food. And I've learned technique there, and I've taken a couple classes. So now I can like be chefy and improvise and do stuff. And I have a 5-inch binder full of recipe cards of things I've made.
Wow,
cool.
that's impressive.
That's awesome.
Sell it.
That is awesome. Everyone stay tuned for Julie's catering company.
But I will say, every time I learn a good hack, I get I love to test it out and see if it works. So of all the hacks I've learned, I think one of the best ones was making a whole roast chicken using a bundt cake pan. So you cut up your aromatics. So you throw like onions, carrots, garlic, some herbs and stuff like that in like the bottom part. And then you take a piece of foil and you have to cover up the whole part because otherwise you're going to make a mess in your oven. And then you take your chicken, you season it up, oil, spices, and then like you shove up there like some lemons and garlic and you right down on top of the thing. Wow. And so not only do you get this really like moist, juicy chicken, but it also then roasts all the way around because sometimes if you like roasted chicken, the bottom is like very like still like, you know, the color of my skin, like lovely and albino and boingy. The rest of it has a nice tan. So this way you get it done all around.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
That is
awesome. And also, I'm also drooling. I'm like, that sounds that sounds so good.
So where should we go back?
I'll just
I think
I'm
we're
back,
back.
everyone. They lost me for a second. Sorry. I just zoned out after the chicken talk Julie just had. I lost my train of thought, everybody. I did. All right. So my next question for you, Julie, is what was your favorite cereal as a child?
Oof. So I'm a texture junkie, and I was also raised in one of those like weirdo homes where like we didn't get sugar cereal. Sometimes we would get Golden Grams or Honeycomb.
Oh, yummy.
But to this day, I happen to love Frosted Mini Wheats and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I had those for lunch today.
They're the best. I have a sad cereal memory. Once my dad wasn't paying attention and he poured orange juice in my cereal and told me to eat it anyways because we don't waste food in this house. And I'm like, yeah, hard pass on that. But what I will say is, so my dad raised us. It was a single parent home, and he used to always buy creamy peanut butter. Again, I am a texture junkie. Texture is life. And I kept saying buy crunchy. He would buy creamy. So I finally said, okay, I'm smarter than you. We're going to fix this. So he would buy like all those like fruit and fiber, something with like a flake and a nugget of something. So I would make myself a peanut butter sandwich, pour myself about a cup of all the cereals, pick out all the good parts, put the flakes back in the box, and then I had a sandwich with texture. And he would make himself cereal. He's like, why do they say there's like, things in this cereal, but all there is flakes? I don't know. And all I was thinking was like, if you would just buy me crunchy peanut butter, I would either A, tell you, or B, you would never have this sadness again.
Well, and now it should be a gourmet line of like, deconstructed cereal peanut butter.
That's a cool idea, actually. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Sounds like a fancy dessert you should have on your food truck, Julie. Everyone needs to get Julie a food truck. Make that happen.
We're going to have a food truck, and it's just going to be like, instead of yogurt, like frozen yogurt toppings, it's just going to be stuff from cereal, sans flakes. So we'll have like the nice sugar raisins. That's the name of the truck. Sans flakes. And the nut clusters and the honey bunches of oats and like the bunches, and it will just be that.
I love it.
I'll do it. Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. I'll join that one. All right, Julie. Despite all the cool accolades that you have and the great things that you do, we have one very important question for you today. Julie, are you on Team Pancake or are you on Team Waffle?
I've been waiting for this question. I am Team Waffle.
Yay!
Yes. I am very definitely Team Waffle, without a doubt.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Okay. So again, it starts with texture. You can make a nice crunchy waffle and it can still be like nice on the inside. You can make a waffle out of a pancake. I do have one of those little home mini dash waffle makers, and I could take a pancake and throw it on there, and then lo and behold, I now have a waffle. There are endless listicles of things you can put on said waffle maker to make waffles out of them. Again, if you thought that the chicken thing was enticing, put a Krispy Kreme, or in lieu of a Krispy Kreme, a nice like a Tim Hortons, but it has to be like one of the yeast donuts. Throw one of those on a waffle maker, or a croissant, or some hash browns. And also, if you're looking for like late night munchies because you're like some kind of like impaired or whatever, and you decide to throw stuff on the waffle, it's much more stable than a pancake in terms of like a delivery device. But at the end of it, you've got all these little squares. So it's an invitation. So you can like be one of those people who wants to put like a drop of syrup in every single one. I happen to like blueberries, and I am the one who will put a blueberry in every single one of them because now I'm getting a blueberry in every bite. And interestingly, my favorite topping on a waffle is actually peanut butter because it gets melty.
Ooh, interesting.
Very nice.
There's a lot going on.
I am 100% Team Waffle. Nothing wrong with pancakes, but the problem also with pancakes is sometimes you get to the middle, which is all where like on the one hand the good flavor is, but then they just get so soggy and so heavy, and it's like it's not enjoyable. If somebody would figure out a way to make inside out pancakes where all of like the good stuff is on the outside and then the middle is like no longer relevant, I would like pancakes more.
I agree.
This is interesting.
I love this.
I just had an idea. Yeah. I was wondering if you could take mac and cheese and put it on the waffle maker.
Yes.
What would happen?
Yes, it'll make you a mac and cheese waffle. I would do it though with some like a Velveeta shells and cheese, so there's a little bit more texture to it. And possibly I might like, just so there's a binder, I might take like just some like crackers or something and kind of like ground it up and mix it together. But like I've thrown hash browns on there. I've lost track of the things I put on my waffle maker. But really, truly, there's like all kinds of BuzzFeed things out there about stuff you can put on a waffle maker to make a waffle. And I'm like wondering, like, you know, for parents who have kiddos that are like picky about food, if you make it into a waffle, does that change everything?
I'm just imagining this like one of those 1990s infomercials, you know, where they're like, you can put pasta on there, you can put hash browns, everything can be a waffle. The Waffle Maker 2000.
I had an idea once because somebody was telling me the other day that in their mind, like the best waffles are the ones like when you're traveling and you're at the hotel and they've got like the little waffle maker and it's already there. And I was thinking like, they make the like the premix pancake batter where like all you have to do is like add water and shake it up. So work with me here. I want you to picture like a 6-pack of like yogurt, you know, like the little ones you break off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's pre-made waffle mix and it's already got the stuff in there. And all you have to do is shake it up and pour it on your waffle maker. Because the one reason people say that like waffles are too much work, it's the mixing and the measuring. Or if you imagine it like one of the yogurt things that has like the toppings on top and you have to like peel it off and then mix it in, or like the Chobani flips. But to have it all in one place, you can buy it as a 6-pack. Waffles could really be such a thing again, because if you take away the labor and the mess of the flour and everything, people will want waffles more than ever.
I so agree. And I was mistaken. A friend of mine said, oh, I go to Costco and I get the pancake, you know, the ready-made pancake mix. And I'm like, and I pictured this bottle of like batter. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get that. And she's like, no, the powder, you just have to add water. I'm like, oh, okay, that I can do anywhere. I thought somebody invented this amazing thing that Julie just invented. Oh.
Yeah. Copyright that, Julie. Yeah. Copyright it.
You'll kick off the next waffle craze in America.
My name is Julee Levine, and for anyone who's listening to this, I have just copyrighted and trademarked and brilliantized my own idea for how to make waffles more accessible to the people. Period! Exclamation point! Amen! E pluribus unum something.
Gosh, Julie, for someone who didn't cook much before the pandemic, I think the pandemic was positive for you in the kitchen.
Well, I've watched, I think, like 9 seasons of the Great American Baking Show. And like, I've always loved Food Network. I mean, when I was little, before there was like multiple TV channels and there was PBS, I used to watch Yan Can Cook all the time. I watched Yan Can Cook. I watched Julia Child. When I got a little bit older, what was it? Paul Prudhomme, I think. And then Emerald until Emerald was not. No, Emerald still was. It's the other guy who was the bad guy with the orange Crocs. He's a bad guy.
Not a good
guy. But I love watching the cooking shows. In fact, for those of you who are from Canada, maybe you remember this. So being in Buffalo, we had, I think, like some Canadian station, and they had this TV show called Just Like Mom.
I was on that show.
No way!
And we won. Wait, you guys know this? Do you know who one of my opponents was?
No.
Will Arnett.
No.
We have this on video, and I actually, through friends of friends, I was trying to find the other girl who we were against. I can't find her because I do have the VHS copy. My husband put it on a private YouTube channel for me. And through friends of friends, I was able to get it to Will Arnett because I just wanted to make sure he had it. I'm not I'm not releasing it or whatever. I don't want to embarrass anybody. But we were in the very first season of that show and we won.
All right. So
I love that show, but there was some creepy energy going on there at times.
I'm going to send you guys the link to my episode.
I've got to see this.
I'm going to send it to you, Julie.
I don't know this show. It was set up in like a newlywed game format where you had the round where the moms had to answer and the kids had to answer. That was not important. The final round was the kicker, and the kids had 90 seconds, I think, in the kitchen to mix up a batch of chocolate chip cookies. Yes. And then the moms had to taste them all and figure out which one their kid made. And we're talking about a bunch of 7 and 8-year-olds in a kitchen with everything available to them from chocolate chips to tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, it was really great.
And the logic always was, I'm going to put a ton of ketchup in this so my mom knows it's mine.
Right.
Like every kid's logic.
But you know what? Because we were early on, we had never seen the show. We went, it was new. It was in the first season. So I tried to really bake my cookies properly in the 90 seconds. Like, it didn't occur to me to put vinegar and all that. Later, I was watching, like, oh my God, it could have been so much more fun.
I think we need to get Will Arnett on this podcast to do a little...
that would be fun. I think Will and I should do a rematch, a bake-off. Yeah.
But no, I love watching cooking shows. I love I read books about food. I love, I have cookbooks and a lot of them are like filled up with notes. And now like I've watched enough that I'll get an idea for something and I'll look up like a recipe just to make sure I cook it long enough so I don't kill everybody. And then I don't like it. And so you asked about like my husband's food habit. My husband is afraid of raw meat. I asked him not that long ago to make one of the meal kits. And all he had to do was like put 4 things into a little metal tray. Had a full-on meltdown. And I was like, step away from the kitchen. I will finish this.
Oh my God.
Because he is like, and I think that he would be a great baker because baking is all about science and precision. Yep. He doesn't understand how I can improv in the kitchen. It scares him.
Okay.
But,
Mary's relating.
But he can wash the dishes. He washes dishes very well.
Good. But I cannot. I'm afraid of raw chicken. Raw chicken is never happening. Never, ever. I will do meat. It seems friendlier. I will put meat into a thing. But no chicken. No, Charles has to put it in. And baking for me is a problem because I don't like cracking eggs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have a thing about cracking eggs. So
we can talk offline about all the things that you can substitute in a recipe for eggs and oil.
Ah, look at you,
but
man.
Maybe I should be in therapy to work through my aversions.
Maybe we'll put you in an immersion program where it's just like raw chicken in different states around you, and you'll work your way up. You'll start with just like some tenders, and we'll work you up to like a whole chicken where you got to like reach up there and like pull the stuff out.
Oh my gosh, breaking out inside. That sounds awful.
Well, friends, with Julie's answer today, Team Waffle is still winning. I'm the lone rep on Team Pancake. But I make good pancakes, everyone. I do. My middles aren't weird.
You're still fluffy when you get to the middle?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I make good pancakes. I made pancakes this morning, actually. I made a very large pancake. Anyhow, thank you so much, Julie, for joining us today. This was a delight.
This was fun. Thank you.
Let us know when your food truck opens. And that, friends, has been episode 4 of Order Up Season 3. Are you on Team Waffle or Team Pancake? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time. See if someone joins Team Pancake. Come on. Anyone.
Today's kid of the week is 10-year-old Jackson. Yeah. So Jackson, are you Team Pancake or Team Waffle?
Team Pancake.
Why are you Team Pancake?
Because chocolate chip pancakes are the best and they're yummy and I have them every day for breakfast.
Every day?
Yes.
I want to come live at your house.
Okay.
Thank you, Jackson.
Order Up is hosted and produced by Matt Ardill,
Mary Kennedy,
Larry Hayne,
Kelly Zemeckis.
And original music is by Rebecca McDonald.